Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome to another Ancient Empires faction overview. Today we're going to be looking at the Arverni. Now we have already seen the Iceni, which is part of the Celtic factions. I had a little brain fart there. But so next up is the Arverni. Now the Arverni are very nice. I really like this faction. They're a very solid Germanic faction with a lot of options that you can toy around with. So let's go ahead and dive right on into them. To start with our generals, we have the Celtic Chieftain. This guy is a pretty epic. These units do cost typically more than I've seen with a lot of other units of their standard. So that's something to keep in mind of when you do them in custom battles, but they are very much worth the extra cost. So these guys have a charge rating of 7, melee offense of 14, melee defense of 16, armor rating at 11, and a morale at 14. And these are our basic. This is the lowest tier general that we have available to us. So some pretty heavy melee infantry for sure. Next up, we have a Celtic tribal leader who basically just sees a buffed increase in all that. Plus, he inspires allies, which is always a good trait. And let's see, what else does he have? It appears that he has the shield wall ability, which is very nice. Moving on, we have Celtic Guard Cav. These guys are tier 3 heavy melee cavalry. Charge rating of 9, melee offense of 11, melee defense of 13, armor rating of 12, and a morale of 16. And then last but not least for the generals, we have Vercingetorix himself. This dude is a badass. Charge rating of 10, melee offense of 12, melee defense of 14, armor rating of 12, and a morale of 16. This dude has the flying wedge formation. He has a rally call on top of whatever general skill type. So he has 2 general skills, which is really unique to him. He is disciplined, inspires his allies, can hide in forest, and is immune to fear. Total Bamf. Love him very much. Next, we're going to go to Spearman, Celtic Bonded Levies. These guys are going to be your typical tier 1 spear infantry. Charge rating of 3, melee offense of 6, melee defense of 12, armor rating of 5, and a morale of 6. These guys are going to be pretty par with your typical spear infantry unit. On to Celtic Levy Freeman. Charge rating of 3, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 14, armor rating of 6, and a morale of 8. Pretty average. Pretty average. Just a little slightly buffed up version of the Bonded Levies. And then last, we have Celtic Spearwall. These guys are pretty cool. Charge rating of 6, melee offense of 8, melee defense of 14, armor rating at 8, and a morale at 10. These guys have the spear phalanx ability. Now, they don't have, I don't think they have the phalanx spear. I don't think they have the super long ones, but they do still have that ability to move well in tight formations, which is pretty cool. And they have excellent charge defense as a result of that. Down to melee infantry, we have Celtic Free Warbands. Even then, these guys at tier 2 melee are not bad at all. Charge rating of 4, melee offense of 10, melee defense of 11, armor rating at 8, and a morale at 8. Pretty good, pretty good. Next up, we have Celtic Naked Fanatics. These guys are ridiculous. Charge rating of 8, melee offense of 16, melee defense of 14, which is kind of weird because they have a very poor armor rating at 4 for some melee infantry. Of course, they're naked. They're not going to have much armor, but they have the ability to have a high melee defense, which works. And a morale of 13. These guys are crazy. They're fanatics, obviously, but they will work well. You have your more stable troops at the Celtic Noble Warband of the early period. He has a charge rating of 6, melee offense of 12, melee defense of 14, armor rating of 11, and a morale at 11. So you'll lose a little bit of morale, but you gain so much armor at the expense of melee offense that it's just pick and choose what you would like. And then Celtic Noble Warband from the late period, which just are buffed up versions of their early compadres, with the exception that they can do a spear wall. Bow infantry, we have 2 kinds. We have Celtic Hunters, ammunition of 23, ranged offense of 2, missile range at 135, offense of 2, defense of 3, armor rating at 5, and a morale at 5. Make them pretty par light bow infantry. And then you have the Celtic Archer Militia, which basically just see an increase in defense, armor rating, and morale. Alright, down to the Slingers. We have Celtic Slingers, ammunition 30, ranged offense of 2, missile range 240, charge rating of 1, melee defense of 4, offense of 4, defense of 9, armor rating of 5, and morale at 5. Make them some pretty standard light slinger units. On to the Celtic Skirmishers. Ammunition of 4, ranged offense of 9, missile range at 70, charge rating at 3, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 10, armor rating at 5, and a morale of 7 make them pretty decent skirmishers. And then these guys, these Celtic noble youths, are really just buffed up pretty good because they have a ranged offense of 11. They have a higher melee offense, very much higher melee defense, and a very much higher morale. Melee cavalry, we have Celtic free horsemen. These are going to be some pretty good melee cav that are available to the Vernii. So they're really good cav faction if you want to use them, just FYI. Charge rating of 9, melee offense of 8, melee defense of 9, armor rating of 7, and a morale at 9. Make them very nice tier 2 cav. We have Celtic Noble Horse from the early period. These guys see a massive increase in defense, armor, and morale, and not to mention they're pretty well disciplined. And then, of course, your Celtic Noble Horse of the late period, just a little bit more buffed. Skirmisher, a light horse. These dudes are pretty sweet. I've noticed in this region, they seem to have a very high ranged offense for these Skirmisher cav, which is great. Ammunition of 6, ranged offense of 11, missile range of 80, charge rating of 4, melee offense of 10, melee defense of 12, armor at 7, and morale at 11. These skirmishers over in this region seem to have very high melee offense and defensive stats as well. I don't know if it's just kind of region based or what, but it's kind of cool, and I don't know if it's going to get nerfed or not. And then last but not least, War Dogs. We've seen War Dogs before with the Iceni. Charge rating of 4, melee offense of 10, melee defense of 13, armor rating at 5, and a morale at 8. Make them some pretty cool dogs. Alright guys, that is the roster. I'm very excited to get into this battle. This battle may be a little larger than normal. I really want to use the Gauls in large numbers. I like that Celtic Germanic factions, Gaelic factions per se. So, you know the drill. I'll see you on the battlefield. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the battlefield. We are in northern France, essentially. Kind of somewhere in that region. Alright, so we are the Arverni, as you know. We have quite the large force today. I decided to go up and out of the way. We're looking at over 12,000 men. Just wanted to give that feel. Just kind of doing our thing. We are playing against the Iceni. Yeah, sorry about that. That was really bad. So we have the clash of the epic generals. We have Boudica, which should be, she's over here. Is that her? That might be her. I think she just took some drugs because she is tripping hard. They are all tripping hard. They are all tripping hard. That's funny. Tripping balls, man. So anyways, it's Boudica versus Vercingetorix, which is going to be pretty epic. Now, I did employ a different kind of strategy against the Romans using the Aravaci. That's who they are. And so we're going to try that kind of a similar thing today and see how well it pays off. We're split up into 2 different armies. These are much more sizable than the ones we played earlier. So we're going to get right on into them. They're going to be the same setup, so I'm not going to go over both of them. But basically on the right and left side, we have on our front lines, we have the Celtic spear wall. Now these dudes do have long spears, but it's definitely not your typical Eastern phalanx or your Greek phalanx with the super long spears. Still pretty effective, and we'll see how well they do. Celtic Noble Warband from the early period. Bunch of half-naked dudes, basically. If you can afford armor, it's on there. If you got drunk and forgot your armor, then you're armorless. So 2 units of those guys, and then followed by 2 units of Noble Warband from, or Celtic Free Band, excuse me. These guys are just going to be your mixed range of tier 2 melee infantry. And then behind them we have Celtic Noble Warband from the late period. Now, almost all these guys are closed, but more often than not, yeah. Partied a little too much, I think. Anyways, we got the same exact setup over there, with the exception that Vercingetorix is over here. I'm not even going to try and look for him, unless that's him right there. I think that might be him. Hi. Alright, and then, so behind us, what we have is we have 5 units of Celtic Noble Youth, 6 units, excuse me. Now these guys do have a pretty devastating ranged attack, so I'm hoping that they'll be able to take out quite a few of these Iceni. We have some Warhounds, Celtic War Dogs. They're not huge, there's not a whole lot of them, but there's enough to hopefully disrupt the lines. That's what we're going to try and use them for. Then we have 2 units of Celtic Noble Light Horse. Say hey again, hey. Very nice. And then 2 units of Celtic Noble Horse from the late period. all in all, should be a pretty epic battle. There's still always that chance that we're going to lose, but we'll just have to see. So let's dive right on in. We're going to be a little cautious here, at least initially. There we go. Bring our war dogs up in case we need them immediately. That's a lot of troops, man. There we go. A lot of troops. I mean, I love that dust. It's just so well done. Scoot up, scoot out just a little more. You can be able to brace and take more of that impact. Quickly, lads, quickly. Go right there. Put that spear phalanx down. See how well that looks. Oh, that's... Oh, they haven't done it yet. Gonna protect our flank there. Do the same. Start folding in. Oh, please charge into me. Please charge into me. You are dumb enough to charge into me. Look at that. Look at this. Screenshots. They are not budging. And then they place those spears down. And those Cav will get destroyed. They are. They're going to get demolished. Now, these guys won't necessarily. But that's what these guys are for. Look at that. They're already crumbling. These are only my Tier 2 Celtic Free War bands. So that's slightly expected. Still a little disappointed. But look at this. Look at this. This is something really cool. They are actually splitting up to counter me. Look at this formation. Usually, the enemy just straight up just decides to throw whatever it's got at me. They're actually forming up different lines in preparation to attack me. Very well done, Ancient Empires mod team. Who better to go after? Actually, no, don't. Nope. No, 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 nope, 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 nope. Too late. They've already been sent. We're going to go to send the last ones. Skirmishers. Use is going to be dead. That's just really cool. I am very happy and very impressed. Unless they're actually all just going to go after this army. Which might be what is happening here. Never mind. I could be wrong. Looks like they are all going up against just... No, they're not. They're doing it. They're doing it. Go there. Sorry. I meant to... See, look. He has 2 attacks. 2 general abilities. That's amazing. Let's get an up-close look of how those war dogs are doing. They should make easy work. Oh, what did you have to do that for? Just want to let you know as a disclaimer, no real puppies. Oh, look at that takedown. No real puppies were hurt in the making of this video. Oh, puppy. Get up, puppy. Poor puppies. That's alright. I think we could safely go ahead and charge after these guys. Alright, let's get a move on. Pull back around. You guys go after those dudes. We are going to see some lag. This is a little bigger than my normal battles are. But we can go ahead and actually disband that. We're going to move these guys around. Move these guys. No, move these guys around. We're going to support right here because it does look like they might break through. Then we'll keep this guy in reserve. Lash out. Go, 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 boys. And again, we're going to collapse this column over here. bring them around. Keep these guys in reserves. Push you up. Push you guys up. And this should be actually a pretty quick battle, I think. I think we actually have some pretty good advantages here. You're going to get ready for some hammer and anvils. Man, we're really seeing some lag here. Disregard the spear phalanx. Get behind like that. No, I want your swordsmen to go here. They're breaking off. They see what's coming. Those war dogs have been hit as well. Or have been used. Let's go here. Gonna drop those guys. You guys get out of the way. Very nice. Let's take advantage and get some screenshots into here. See if we can't get some good screenshots on a 1v1 over here. Super up close battles. These are really, I just really like this mod. There's so much to do with it. There's those naked fanatics. Distract them, boys. Distract them. I get some real troops in over here. Yeah, they all just decided to try and break down these Britain. Actually, don't really know what's going on, to be honest. There we go. Debuff for them, morale buff for us, and let's go ahead and hit play. Take on Boudica. Hit those guys in the middle. Oh yeah, this whole line's faltering over here. Very well done, lads. Very well done. The day will be ours. Getting ready for that charge. Yeah, their whole line just fell. Just completely collapsed on itself. Push them. Remember, they have to rout. Get in there. Let's go ahead and get a completely behind charge. That would be great. Good job, Skirmisher Cav. Again, I don't know if it's just a region-based thing or what, but it just seems like the Skirmisher Cav in this area typically has a ridiculous amount of power. Go over here. Both of you go over here. The men are broken. No, not the men. It looks like Boudica's about to get routed, though, so that should be pretty close to the end. Oh, wow. Maybe not. Maybe not. Look at you go. Iceni? Form a new line here. What are you doing way over there? Oh, you were routing. Coward! Get over here. Sweet Boudica has been routed. We're going to try to plug up the line. I'm going to plug it up here. And then we're just going to trap them. Trap them and suffocate them. I don't know what that was. That was a giant bird that just flew over. We need to kill Boudica. That would be preferable. Get our troops all surrounding them. Just get back here, guys. You guys don't need to be in the battle right now. What we need to do is just rest. Oh, they are fresh. Awesome. We ready? Start pushing in. Make way for the Cav. Skirmisher Cav, get in there. Vercingetorix, you're going to get up close and personal, and we're going to lay down that war cry. That war cry, combined with all of these hammer and anvils that we just executed, is going to cause a chain rout. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. They don't know what to do. There we go. That's the end right there. Falter, my friends, falter. Push in, collapse, and take them all out. There is much death. There is no one to come and save you. Oh, so much death. Those guys will falter as well over there. Just take them on, boys. Take them on. Oh, the tide is just now turning in our favor, by the way. Get back here. We're just going to massacre these guys while this guy decides whether or not he wants to rout. Look at us. Look at us go, just collapsing in. They can't even get out of that. This is some Game of Thrones crap right here. Except for no one is here to save you. There we go. That's a victory. Very nice. Let's end the battle. Decisive victory for sure. That actually went pretty well. I like it. I like it a lot. The Arverni are a very solid troop. We probably could have taken on the Roman Empire with them again, but I'm not going to take them on twice in one day. Just a little too much. Now, they did have quite a lot more cav than I did. I'm making sure of that, and it's still kind of working in my favor. Yeah, some pretty solid troops. They did outnumber us. I know it's only by 200, but they still had some pretty good units in there. But yeah, I hope you liked the Arverni. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace!